The origin of Tarta de Santiago, cake of St. James, named for the patron saint of Spain, dates back to the Middle Ages when it was associated with the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela. Made of simple ingredients and decorated with the cross of St. James, symbolizing the protection of both church and military, this is a delicious gluten-free cake every cook should know about. To make this Spanish almond cake, you will need 1 cup of white sugar, 3 large eggs, 3 additional egg whites for a total of 6 eggs, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of almond extract, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2½ cups of almond flour, 1/3 of a cup of sliced almonds. You'll also need some powdered sugar for dusting the top of the cake and a sieve, a stencil of the St. James cross. You can find the stencil online, and a prepared springform pan lined in parchment paper. Your first step in making this cake is to crack all 6 of your eggs into a clean glass bowl, and then we will extract 3 of the egg yolks for a total of 3 egg yolks and 6 egg whites. With your impeccably clean hands, just reach in using the French method. Your first step is to beat your egg yolks and your whites until they're rather frothy. Once your egg whites are frothy, add your vanilla, your salt, and 2 teaspoons of almond extract. And continue beating. Next, add your cup of white sugar. Going to add your almond flour to your frothy egg and sugar mixture, and on low speed, gently beat it into the mixture. Pour your batter into your prepared springform pan. This recipe, of course, as you've noticed, has no leavening. It's all in the eggs, so that's why it's important to give them a good frothy beating. This cake is actually very dense. And your final step before it goes into your preheated 350-degree oven is sprinkle your 1/3 of a cup of sliced almonds over the top of the cake. This will bake for 30 to 35 minutes depending on your oven. Our cake is out of the oven and has cooled for about an hour to where it's just absolutely at room temperature, and now it's time to finish it. Using the stencil of the Cross of St. James, lay it on top of the cake, and now we'll dust it with powdered sugar. Using a sieve and your powdered sugar, just dust around the edges of your cake, and when you're happy with the amount of powdered sugar, it's time to remove the stencil. Using a pair of tweezers, very gently lift your stencil straight up and off to the side, and you have your perfect Cross of St. James. The history of the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela remains a tradition to this day. The movie The Way, starring Martin Sheen, is worth watching to understand the Camino de Santiago. July 25th is the feast day of St. James, and bakeries throughout Spain sell this traditional almond cake for the entire month of July. I love the history of this cake and the stories that go with it. This cake is delicious served plain or with a fruit sauce. This has become a family favorite in our house.